In few-shot prompting, you teach the AI by showing it examples. And here's the key idea: the quality of your examples directly determines the quality of your results. Choosing the right examples is part art, part science. So, what makes an example good? Four things. First, it should be representative, reflecting real-world cases you'll actually see. Second, it should be clear, so the relationship between input and output is obvious. Third, it should be diverse, covering different scenarios instead of the same one over and over. And fourth, it should be correct, demonstrating exactly the behavior you want. Keep those four words in mind: representative, clear, diverse, correct. Everything else in this lesson builds on them. Let's look at how to choose examples that hit all four. The first selection criterion is coverage. Your examples should span the full range of inputs you expect. Look at this sentiment task. Poor coverage looks like 3 examples that are all positive. I love it. This is great. Amazing product. The model only ever sees one category, so it has no idea what neutral or negative looks like. Good coverage is different. I love it maps to positive. It's okay, nothing special maps to neutral. Terrible experience, avoid maps to negative. And good value but slow shipping maps to mixed. Now the model sees the whole spectrum, including a tricky mixed case. The lesson is simple. Cover the full range of expected inputs, not just the easy, obvious ones you happen to think of first. Next, build in a difficulty gradient. Include examples that range from easy to hard. An easy one, like terrible in all caps, is obviously negative. A medium one, not bad but not great either, is neutral. And a hard one, I expected more for the price, though it works fine, is mixed. Showing that range teaches the model how to handle the tough cases, not just the simple ones. On top of that, anticipate edge cases. Think about sarcasm. Oh, great, another delay, just what I needed, is actually negative. Questions like, is this the best you have? Lean, neutral. And implicit statements like, I'll be looking for alternatives, signal negative, even without an obvious word. Good examples prepare the model for the tricky inputs real users will throw at it. The order of your examples can actually change the results. 3 things to know. First, recency bias. The last example often carries more weight, so put your most important patterns last. Second, similar first, lead with simpler examples and save the complex ones for later. Third, balanced alternation. For classification tasks, rotate through the categories instead of grouping them. So instead of all the positives together, you alternate. Positive, negative, neutral, positive, negative. That stops the model from latching onto the order itself as a pattern. None of this requires more examples, just smarter arrangement. A little thought about sequence, and especially what you place last, can meaningfully improve how consistently the model responds. Here's a counterintuitive truth: more examples is not better. Quality beats quantity. Picture 10 vague examples: good maps to positive, bad maps to negative, okay maps to neutral, and so on. They're thin and tell the model almost nothing. Now compare 3 excellent examples. One detailed positive. The customer service rep spent 30 minutes helping me resolve my issue, above and beyond. One rich negative. I've been waiting 3 weeks for a response to my support ticket, completely unacceptable. And one clear neutral. The product works as described, standard delivery, nothing remarkable either way. Those 3 show real nuance and detail, and they teach the model far more than 10 shallow ones. When you're choosing examples, reach for depth and realism over a long list. Even good examples can carry hidden bias, and the model will happily learn the wrong thing. Watch for 3 traps. Class imbalance. 5 positive and 1 negative skews the model toward positive. Balance it, like 2 positive, 2 negative, 2 neutral. Length bias. If all your short inputs are category A and all your long inputs are category B, the model learns length, not meaning. So vary length across every category. And content bias. If all your professional examples are tech topics and all your casual ones use emojis, the model ties topic to label. Remember that professional content can be warm and casual content can be substantive. Mix it up so the only pattern the model can learn is the actual one you care about. Finally, when results come out inconsistent, debug your example set. Check whether examples contradict each other. Verify every example is labeled correctly. Look for unintended patterns like length or repeated keywords. Test with edge cases and add examples for the failure cases you find. Try auditing this set. It classifies questions as technical or non-technical, but it's imbalanced with 3 technical and only 1 non-technical. The non-technical example is too short and vague, and it's missing semi-technical edge cases. Spotting those is exactly the skill you're building. Well-chosen examples are the foundation of reliable few-shot prompting. Now it's your turn. Head to this lesson on FreeAcademy.ai and build your own diverse example set right in the interactive prompt playground, or paste one into ChatGPT or Claude and watch how your example choices change the output.